Hey guys, I'm just gonna do a very informal video on tips and tricks on how I push my meal later in the day from my own experience for intermittent fasting. These tips will be good for beginners. I was requested to make this video, so here it is. So the first thing is 6 small meals a day versus intermittent fasting. So for 6 small meals a day, that's great and all, but when you're dieting down and you're in a deficit and trying to lose fat, it can be a little bit of a disadvantage. This is because, like, back in the day, the bro science days, when there wasn't a lot of information out on the internet about dieting, I used to think you needed a breakfast. We needed a snack, a lunch, another snack, dinner, and then maybe another snack after that. But the thing was that I would constantly be looking forward to the next meal. Like, my mind was set on food. Like, it wouldn't stop. Like, the whole day was centered on when am I gonna eat next? You know, like, can I even do this diet? Like, there's so many doubts, and it was just a lot of work. Because I used to figure out pre-prep and make all these meals and lug them around and be like, no, I need to stay on my diet. So it wasn't realistic for the long run and trying to have a social life. So that is point one. And so that versus intermittent fasting. So for intermittent fasting, if you're dieting down especially, it is a great benefit because it basically allows you to skip breakfast and then have a big lunch and big dinner. Or it could go the other way, small lunch and really big dinner, or medium lunch, or a large lunch and a smaller dinner. So you just have to offset it depending on what you like. So the advantages of that is, of course, most people like to have bigger meals. You feel satiated, you feel full, you don't feel like that was like an appetizer and you need to wait for the next meal. So that's one point. Another point or argument people make is women can't intermittent fast. I feel like that is a myth in my opinion because I'm a girl, as you can see. I intermittent fast. I still have my period, and that's the biggest concern for most females. Is, I heard other females lose their period and blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, they may be in too great of a deficit. So say a female burns 2,000 calories a day with activity and everything included. And then say they intermittent fast, and they're just the kind of person that doesn't eat too much, and it's hard for them to get the calories in to still be in deficit but get a sufficient amount of micronutrients and calories in general. Say they're like getting only 1,000 calories a day. Well, then for that person, I would definitely not recommend intermittent fasting if they can't get their calories in. But for a female like me, I can get those calories in. Like, my deficit, I burn around 2,000 calories a day with exercise, no cardio. And I have my calories set at 1,500 to 1,600 calories. And I hit those macros or those goals every day. It's not like I'm in a huge deficit and I'm starving myself. In that sense, that's when you're going to lose your period. If you lose too much, weight, you're not getting enough nutrients, you're not getting enough fats in your life and all that stuff. So that's another point. Another thing for tips to help you fast is, like, for proteins, I dial my proteins way down. Like, I get the minimal amount, so between 0.82 to a gram per my body weight. So my goals are at least 100 to 110 grams of protein. Now, right now I weigh 137. It ranges between 135 and 137. So that is basically what I need. And then the rest I have in carbs and fats. And this allows me to enjoy eating out more, like, because most time when you eat out or have those meals that you enjoy the most, they're usually higher carb, higher fat, and a little bit of protein. So it just allows you to flexible diet and eat foods you enjoy most of the time. Now for pushing the first meal, like the way I do it, since I've been doing this for like months now, but in the morning I wake up, brush my teeth, everything like that. I'll have at least 2 cups of water. So this is my water thing. I believe it's more than 20 ounces. I'll have 2 of these before I even think about having like a Monster or a coffee. I know Monsters, you guys would say Monsters are not good for you, Grace. Well, I don't always have Monsters, you guys, but if I do, I'll have the 0-calorie kind, and I'll strategically sip on it. Like, I won't just chug it down, because then it just takes it away from you, and then you're left with nothing for the morning. So I will sip on that Monster or that Americano coffee, whatever I make, and I'll make it last for, like, I can make a Monster or a coffee, like a 16, 20 ounce coffee, last 2 hours or longer, depending, because I won't like just be sipping on it like for the whole time, but I'll sip on it, do some work, sip on it, do some work. And I heard the benefits of having caffeine is it helps with suppressing your appetite. So that allows me to fast even longer. Typically, people recommend fasting for anywhere between 4 to 6 hours. I can push that further just because I've been doing this so long, but typically I won't have lunch. I don't actually get that true feeling of hunger until like 1 or 2 o'clock these days. So I could push that meal. Like right now, I think it's like past 3. Oh my gosh, it's like 4 o'clock almost, and I still haven't eaten. I've been drinking tons of water. All I had was C4 that had some calories and caffeine, but drinking tons of water. But I'm saving my calories for later tonight. I know I'm gonna go out to eat at my brother's restaurant and have tons of carbs and proteins, and I am practicing intermittent fasting with flexible dieting, if that makes sense. So yeah, for pushing your first meal, drink tons of water, get your water in, have like a cup of coffee or 2. Don't have like coffee, like tons of coffee. I'll have like 12 to 16 ounces. And then keep yourself busy, like get your work done or your schoolwork done or whatever you need to do. Because I found that when I'm in the fastest state or whatever, I am more focused and driven and aware of what I'm doing, rather than when if I had a big breakfast or meal, I get sleepy and then I want to take a nap. So the benefit for me for fasting is also your mental capacity to get stuff done. So basically those are my tips. Don't want to make this super complicated and long, but typically, yes, I will push my meal to 1 or 2, and then I'll have a good amount of proteins in that first meal and a little bit of carbs, and then some micronutrients, maybe some lettuce, spinach, something on the side. And then I'll save the majority of my fats, carbs, and proteins for the end of the day. So that is what I do. I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions or anything, you like the video, give it a like, comment down below. Let me know what you guys do for intermittent fasting. But yeah, this video is solely my opinion. So take it for what it is, and I hope these tips help you out.